Hi, my name is Jacob Brunson. This is my week 8 assignment submission for the Sonoran Desert Institute's FTT-122 Introduction to Ammunition Basic Ballistics. So there's 3 parts to this one, so we're going to use these remaining dummy cartridges and disassemble them and then go through the same processes that we went through in the week 7 assignment. To measuring them and putting all the measurements down and everything, creating our scale drawing. And then we're going to use the cartridges of the world textbook and find the information for each one, knowing if one's a 38 special or I don't know, a 7mm or something like that. And then in part 3, I'm going to provide a brief history of each one of them, just also using the cartridges of the world textbook, and then kind of just explaining that resource in general. But yeah, get right to it. Before I start, I want to preface, there is no live ammunition here, so we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So here's the first round. It's a 38 special. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I guess, show my dimensions here from what I've got and compare them to the dimensions here that we have for the 38 special. So not really too far off. I'm just within the thousandths, 2 to 4 at the most. But we'll compare them there, and then I'll give you the brief history on each individual one. Okay, so to continue on with the 38, that was the history of it. So just obviously from the cartridges of the world. So far this textbook's been pretty cool. But just kind of a brief history of it. So obviously this is the 38 special. It was introduced in military and police revolvers in 1902. It was originally a cartridge meant to replace the 38 Long Colt. So they brought this out in 1909, and man, I still know plenty of people that still use 38 specials, so it's been hanging around for quite some time. So this is the 9mm Luger. So let me highlight it real quick so we can see it, so I can see it. All right, it'd be this whole stretch right here. So for bullet diameter, I mean, I wasn't too far off, 0.352 to a 0.355. But those are the measurements there. And then obviously back to what I got, and then we'll get to the history. So for a little history lesson on the 9mm Luger. So obviously it says it was introduced in 1902, Luger's automatic pistol, and was adopted by the German Navy in 1904 and then by the German Army in 1908. So it's pretty much been adopted by military of every non-communist power, is kind of what it says here. So it's been the world's most popular and widely used military handgun and submachine gun cartridge. So then it said in 1985, the 9mm Luger was adopted as the official military cartridge by U.S. Armed Forces, along with the Beretta. That's changed as of recent. That has shifted over to the to SIG's P320. That's what I got to carry there towards the end of my time in, but I know that has changed. But still shoot a 9mm Luger regardless. So the next one we got here is the 5.56 NATO. I wasn't really too far off. I think maybe a digital micrometer would be a lot easier. Just for me personally, because apparently I can barely read it, I guess. But just your bullet diameter, neck and shoulder, the base, and the rim thickness. So I mean, I wasn't really too far off. Just bullet diameter, I had .221, and then the dimensional data's got it at .224. But for the most part, I really wasn't horribly off. Just to give the history on the 5.56 by 45 NATO, which is obviously just a classic. So the NATO cartridge, it was originally developed for the Armalite AR-15, then was tested by the U.S. Air Force as a replacement to the M1 in the 60s, and then the AR-15 eventually evolved to the M16 that the military used in 1964, and then after a while they just said screw it and used it. They did a lot of testing at Fort Monroe in Virginia, and then they were first combat tested in Vietnam. So it's a classic right there. Can't really be mad about that one. So after the measurements, kind of figure out this is a 7mm Remington Magnum. So just the measurements here, just to compare with what I had. Again, just off by thousands at this point. I think I'm probably just gonna get a digital caliper, to be honest, because I want to see if I can get these within maybe one, especially the diameter here. I had .285. Or that was .824. This was .825. I mean, I don't know. I just want to see if I can get it exactly right, rather than kind of off by a little bit. But that should be all of it. That's all 4 of them there, with a little history lesson of each. So thank you. So then for the 7mm Remington Magnum, just the brief history here as well. So it was introduced by Remington in 1962. The Magnum, it was brought out the same time as the improved bolt action 700 series rifles. Okay, that's interesting. Which replaced the earlier 721 and 722 and 725. So most other manufacturers since added this popular cartridge to their lines. So hold on, it took, you learn something every day. So it took American firearms manufacturers nearly 40 years to realize that the 275 Holland & Holland is a first-rate medium game long-range cartridge. Huh. Okay, I guess you learn something new every day. I didn't know that. Because I've always known the 7mm is a big game cartridge, and okay, that's pretty cool. Guess you learn something new every day. So just to recap, we tore apart every round that was left out of our dummy package, which was just the 4. We got the 38 Special, the 9mm 5.56 NATO, and the 7mm Remington Magnum. So we tore all those apart, measured the diameters of everything, and we came up with a conclusion that I didn't know much about the 7mm Remington Magnum, and I learned a lot just based off of these measurements and a little history lesson. I did enjoy this course. It brought my physics background into this that I have, and really let me utilize that a little bit more. I thought that was awesome. Made this a lot easier than what I thought it was going to be. But I learned a lot of really interesting things that I guess I never really thought of as much as this is broken down even more than what I really thought. But overall, it was awesome. Great time. Lots of good learning. But definitely excited for the next one. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. But we'll see you.